Why men don't want to get married, the main reason is because the divorce laws in the United States are crazy.
I don't think that's why. I think they just don't want to get married because they just want to around.
If you want to find a woman that doesn't work and you marry her and you have kids and then she wants a divorce because something might have happened in the relationship, do you not think that it would be fair if she doesn't have a job, that if you leave her, she's going to feel like, I'm like a single mom now, I don't have a job, I haven't built up my career or anything. Why wouldn't she get half? Isn't that kind of fair?
Perfect example of Destiny's Wife giving a super
fair?
niche example for a blanket statement.
It's not niche at all. That's kind of why the law is there.
How many women don't have jobs now?
I have absolutely no idea, but it seems like guys like you want to find someone that is submissive, that can't really leave.
So then you're going to have to get divorced and give her half your because you want her to be home and sit like this.
To say that you would do that until you're like 40 and then you want a divorce. Like, of course you would want to have the half because she hasn't built up her life.
Stop talking fast and over me to seem like you're smart. I know this is a destiny tactic. Relax.
Really? Okay. Also, this is my second language. Okay? I want you to do this in Japanese right now.
Relax.
Most guys nowadays have kind of given up on the idea of marriage because we realize that it's really just one big trap. There's nothing in it for us. We take all the risk and all the benefit is on the female side.
I would say, why change something that is good? You're in a relationship. Why are you going to get married? It's going to get worse. There's going to be more financial tension. Weddings are expensive as it is. Divorce rates are alarmingly high. And once you're married, you are at the mercy of that woman's expectations. Forget about that. Hell no.
Yeah, plus it's going to get to a point where you're both going to get bored of each other. She has the freedom to leave, but you don't.
No, I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck and see my future with her and my future personally go down the drain. Pretty much, because she can screw you over at a snap of a finger.
Exactly.
Why does no one explain or tell us how hard it is to be...
Why aren't men getting married anymore? It's not because they hate love or they're against love. It's because the system is actually stacked against them. In 1960, 72% of adults were married, and today it's barely 50%. And among men under 30, it's pretty much nowhere. Here's why. Divorce courts, they'll take all of the man's money, they'll take the kids, they'll take the house. 90% of child custody goes to women, and men pay millions in child support and alimony every year. Then there's the happy wife, happy life culture where men sacrifice everything to keep the peace. Meanwhile, if a man wants traditional rules, it's labeled as toxic. So men naturally ask themselves, what is the upside? And for a lot of guys, there isn't one. It's not that men in general hate commitment. They hate commitment to a system that is designed to punish them for existing. Till marriage becomes a partnership and not a legal liability, men will continue to keep saying, no thanks. Do you think men are right to walk away from the thought of marriage, or do you think that marriage is still worth it? Let me know in the comments.
There was a time when a man's value was measured by how much he could sacrifice for others, how much he could endure, provide, and fix. But that script is collapsing because men have started to see what that sacrifice truly costs: their time, their focus, their identity. The modern dating world has turned relationships into transactions, and too many men are realizing the math does not add up. Everywhere you look, men are quietly retiring. Not from life, not from ambition, but from the constant emotional treadmill of proving their worth to people who never intended to appreciate it. They are leaving dating apps, choosing solitude, and reinvesting in peace. To the outside world, it looks like withdrawal, but to the men living it, it feels like awakening. And here's the truth most people refuse to admit. The more effort a man puts into trying to be chosen, the faster he loses his value, because approval-seeking energy kills attraction. It turns masculine direction into emotional dependence. The paradox of attraction is simple. The moment your happiness depends on someone else's response, you've already lost their respect. I once spoke with a man who did everything right. He was loyal, patient, and kind. He planned her birthdays, solved her problems, and put her needs first. But she still left. Not because he wasn't good enough, but because he made her comfort the center of his life. His love turned into emotional hunger, and emotional hunger repels attraction like desperation repels dignity. That's the first principle of masculine independence. Value is perceived, not declared. You cannot convince someone to see your worth. You embody it. You move in silence. You build your world so solidly that whether someone stays or leaves, your peace does not shake. And this is where most men are finally waking up. They're realizing that modern dating is built on performance. Constant validation loops, likes, replies, attention games. You're not loved for who you are. You're entertained for as long as you can perform. But men are done performing. They've stopped auditioning for affection and started building lives that don't need an audience. The second truth, scarcity kills desire. The man who is constantly available, constantly texting, constantly seeking, lives in emotional scarcity. But the man who enjoys his own company operates from abundance. He doesn't chase to fill a void. He connects because he is full already. His presence becomes rare, and rarity in any market creates demand. That's why women are stunned right now. For decades, they held emotional leverage, the ability to reward, reject, or destabilize men with attention. But that power fades when men no longer chase. When a man is comfortable in solitude, his energy becomes grounded, unshakable. He's not cold, he's centered. He's not detached, he's deliberate. And in that stillness, something incredible happens. Respect returns. The third principle, peace is the highest form of power. Most men grow up thinking power means dominance, control over others. But true power is emotional sovereignty. It's the ability to stay calm in chaos, to stay grounded when tested, and to walk away without fear. That's what makes a man magnetic, because peace is rare, and what is rare becomes irresistible. You can see it everywhere now. Men are logging off social media, hitting the gym, starting businesses, reading books, meditating, building quiet lives that don't need validation. The more they focus on peace, the more attractive they become. Because confidence doesn't come from attention, it comes from alignment. The man who walks alone isn't lonely, he's refining himself. Modern women are starting to notice this shift. They see men no longer reacting to their emotional tests, no longer begging for attention, no longer chasing conversations that go nowhere. And it unsettles them, because for the first time, the power dynamic has balanced. When a man no longer needs a woman's approval to feel whole, he becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability is the root of mystery. But this movement isn't about bitterness or rejection. It's about evolution. Men are not walking away from women, they're walking toward themselves. They're leaving behind emotional chaos for inner clarity. They're realizing that love without peace is just addiction disguised as connection. The fourth principle, attention is your currency. Give it to everything and it loses value. Guard it and it becomes gold. Every time you chase what drains you, you lower your worth. But when you redirect that same energy into your purpose, your health, your mission, you start compounding peace like wealth. That's what masculine mastery looks like. Attention invested, not wasted. And yes, this shift is shocking, because for years, men were told they're incomplete without partnership. They were told to chase, to provide, to prove. But in 2025, more men are realizing that fulfillment doesn't come from being needed. It comes from being free. Freedom to think, to build, to rest, to exist without constantly explaining yourself. That's not loneliness, that's liberation. The world will call it apathy, but it's not. It's awareness. The modern man has seen through the illusion that happiness lies in external validation. He's done performing for conditional affection. Now he builds peace like others build empires. And when he walks away, he does so quietly. Because real power doesn't announce itself. It simply doesn't return. So if you're a man listening to this, remember this truth. Your solitude is not a punishment, it's a training ground. Every great man you admire learned strength through stillness. Every strong frame was built in silence. Every grounded mind was shaped in solitude. This is the new evolution of masculinity. Not cold, not distant, but composed. Men are not withdrawing from love, they're redefining it. They're no longer searching for someone to complete them. They're becoming complete on their own. And that's what women are finally realizing. Men are not giving up. They're waking up. They've stopped chasing validation and started chasing vision. And once a man finds peace, he doesn't trade it for pleasure. He protects it like his life depends on it. Because in truth, it does. That is why men are retiring from the modern dating game. Not because they hate women, but because they finally love themselves enough to walk away from anything that costs their peace.